There's fresh tracks here. It's hard to tell. Oh no, like elk. It's for sure elk.
Without a doubt in my mind, finding and successfully harvesting a bull elk in the forests of Alberta is one of the toughest things you can do each year. I know very few people who are able to consistently fill a tag each fall, and I'll admit that I envy them deeply. For myself, after spending half of a decade wandering aimlessly through the woods, asking myself where I was going wrong, things finally started to click. And over the past few years, we've been fortunate to find a moderate level of success in the dense forests of northern Alberta. With that success comes one very large exception. You see, throughout that time period, no one on our team has spent more time packing a bow or rifle through the woods than Darcy. And in that time, she is one of the only members of our team who has yet to harvest an elk. It has become a devastating journey for her.
We'll slowly start working our way every 50 yards and we'll be a goal.
And I'll admit that with each year that passes, the stress of helping her find success has begun to overshadow the enjoyment and excitement of being in the elk woods. As we head north each fall for our annual elk hunt, our confidence is always high. If there's one thing we've learned in our relatively short careers, it's that perseverance almost always pays off while hunting. But the one question we can never answer is when.
Today's actually historically my favorite day of elk hunting. September 15th. I've personally had more encounters, killed more elk, shot more elk on the 15th than any other day. So this is kind of when I start to get excited for the year.
We got this bull screaming at us. He is not happy. He's really mad. I think we're in a good spot. He's kind of down in the valley here. It's opening rifle days. We got hunters bugling in all directions. But I think we're the closest to him here. We just gotta keep him mad. I'm pretty sure we're not far from a bunch of his cows too, because we heard a bunch of crashing beside us. Not crashing like running away, but walking. So we need to go after him.
Fatal Impact is proudly sponsored by Vortex Optics, Wood Wheaton Supercenter, Covert Scouting Cameras, Old Smokes Coffee, Black Widow Innovations, and the MD of Bonnyville. This segment of the show is brought to you by the MD of Bonnyville. Lake adventures happen here.
But they usually go that way, don't they? Sounds like he's coming this way. I think we should be able to get to see the answer. Oh, is that him? He's definitely headed that way. Maybe get up close more. Do you think he's been answering that or not? He's still quite a ways farther. He's up there in those poplars.
Over and over again, we were faced with the same situation. Over the past 7 years, I couldn't count the number of bulls screaming in our face at less than 60 yards through the jungle of trees and brush. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't convince them to step out into a lane for Darcy to take a shot. Watching the frustration wear her down broke my heart, and I couldn't help but feel like I was failing her. Every time we crawled out of the deluxe wall tent to head into the field, I wanted to be optimistic, but the truth is, it was wearing me down as well. I wanted nothing more than to witness the moment that a screaming bull finally broke cover and presented Darcy with a shot. But as each day passed, I knew the odds of that happening this year were slowly declining.
We brought a trail camera with us today because it's pretty early in the week, so we thought we'd set it up. And this is actually a new spot that we just checked out, and this trail here is just pounded with tracks, so I think it'd be really good to set it up kind of along this trail, and I'm sure we'll get some pictures. There's actually a really big bull track here that we found, so it'd be really nice to see what he looks like. We haven't heard anything yet here, but we'll see what happens throughout the week.
Near the end of our trip, our good friend Blake Richardson with Black Widow Innovations selflessly threw us a bone and sent us into a new area that held a ton of elk. And it didn't take us long before we stumbled right into them.
An elk just bugled at us, just down in the ridge. He wasn't that far away. He bugled again on his own, so that's a really good sign. What should we do?
No. It's so not fair. Why do I get to be so close but so far away every single time? Are you sure this one's not legal?
Just looks like.
Should have just ran down the river. He was traveling down the river.
Fatal Impact is proudly sponsored by Mad Ramps, Deluxe Wall Tents, Victory Archery, Top Notch Taxidermy Studio, Fedro Premium Ammunition, High Mountain Seasoning, Eye Hunter, and Arkin RV. This segment of the show is brought to you by Wood Wheaton Supercenter, a proud supporter of our outdoor heritage.
Well, this is it. We gotta go home today, so this is our last morning hunt. But we had this bull going like crazy last night here, so it's my only chance. Hopefully he's going again this morning. We're pretty sure he fed up into a field, and we were chasing him through a creek bottom last night, so he's most likely going to come back down, because they usually do the same thing every day, typically. So I just gotta cross my fingers and hope he's calling again, bugling, mad, screaming. Hopefully he got worked up tonight or last night, because there was a bunch of satellite bulls. We saw the one, he was only like a spiker, so I couldn't shoot him, he wasn't legal, but there was a couple other little bulls too around him, so hopefully they got him worked up. And hopefully he's going. But let's hike in. We got a little ways to go, probably about a mile. And then we'll just sit, wait, and listen. And hopefully he's there.
The last morning of our hunt was met with high hopes, but as the sun crested the hills, we had to accept the fact that we had failed once again. If we measured our success by how close we came, well, we would be in the Hall of Fame. Instead, Darcy was crushed by the reality that after 7 years of chasing elk, she still wasn't going to get her opportunity. Less than a week later, I found myself making the same drive north to elk camp after ending a moose hunt early with a fill tag. But instead of having Darcy beside me, I had my good friend SHAE, who had never spent much time chasing elk before. We immediately headed back into the same spot the second afternoon and bumped into a bull crossing the line up top. So we tried our best to make a play.
It's a lot better than walking through the swamps of northern Alberta. A little bit of dry ground.
I haven't cheated.
What?
I haven't cheated. Is he legal?
Oh yeah.
Is he gone? Actually, I'm gonna tell you no, it's legal. See his ass though. Is he legal? Okay, I have him there. Again, hurry.
I can't see him.
Take a step to the right.
Where is he? I have no idea if I hit him or not.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Deluxe Wall Tents, built in Canada for Canadian conditions. This segment of the show is brought to you by Vortex, the force of optics.
Did we come here 2 days ago? Not even a day ago. We hunted one night, one morning, and Dana had a good gut feeling. He said there was bulls all down in here. We did a gnarly hike. We ended up seeing like 7 different moose. And also we seen a rager bull come across. And I could barely see him. Dana kept pointing him out and pointing him out and pointing him out. And I basically had to thread the needle because these woods are so thick. And these elk, this is my first elk. I don't even know what else to say. I'm totally jacked.
It wasn't glamorous. It's not like they were screaming all around us. We just snuck in here and there he was.
No, it would just stumbled right upon him and just happened to be at the right time. And we didn't even see the cows cross and the bull come out right after him. He definitely didn't like when you did that nice screech you grunted him though. He was pretty much saying you're not stealing my cows, but
We're right in the cows, eh?
right in the cows, everywhere, circled around us. Oh yeah, yeah. It's been a dream of mine to put my hands on an elk, and here we are. Dude, basically just come across this guy, coming across the cut line. Didn't even see his cows, had no idea there was cows even in there. And Dana started cow calling, nothing really. And then all of a sudden he gave him a whirly of a grunt trying to steal his cows, and he did not like that. And he was definitely coming back to make sure that we weren't taking no cows. I love their brown mane, whatever you want to call it. What do you call it there?
I think it's a mane.
Like a mane or a crest, or they definitely are majestic, and I understand now why they can be such difficult animals to hunt.
You know, this was the most open patch of bush that we have to hunt, and it was still super hard to get a shot at him.
Yeah, super hard. I almost thought I took down a tree, but once we didn't see him or hear him, the brain started to think a little different.
You guys got to watch everybody else on TV carrying out elk. I don't know. It's just as joyful as finding them and shooting them.
Almost.
80 more yards, probably?
Yeah. Let's get them loaded into the trailer and let's jump in the Chevy and get the heck out of here.
No doubt, eh? Don't trip home.